Welcome back to Three Guys Walk Into a Bar, and I am sitting here with local band Adience. Adience just played their past show this Saturday at the Emerson, and getting ready to go into the studio soon to lay down some of their own original work. So, guys, want to say hi?
Hey, how's it going? What's going on?
So glad to have you guys here. So a little bit of background here. I actually, me and Caleb went to high school together and was in the ever popular marching band together. And then also, we were both in the only two bands that I think Monrovia ever had outside of, in the school. So that was fun.
Some might say we were rival high school bands, maybe?
Absolutely we were. So whoever wants to take the lead here, how'd you guys meet? Let's talk about the beginnings of you.
Yeah, so it all started, I guess, with me. This is Matt talking, by the way. I wanted to get a band put together. I had some songs floating around and wanted some people to play with, so I started looking online on Facebook and stuff, and I ended up linking up with Scott, and we started jamming together, and later on, Caleb joined, and he actually connected us to Alex, our now drummer, and so that's kind of how we all got together, and it was about the end of 2018, I think, when we first started. So we've been together for a minute now.
I'm about to say you guys are closing in on 2 years now.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. That's great. So like for you guys personally, like so your own music that you guys perform, like what would you definitely say is the style that, like, let's just say someone big that you guys are definitely trying to mimic and get inspiration from?
Well, that's kind of a hard question to answer because we all have like our own influences and whatnot.
Okay.
I'd say our core tone is like alternative metal, hard rock. So like Breaking Benjamin, Korn, Chevelle, stuff like that.
You guys are like speaking to my high school 2003, 2004 dreams over here. So.
Pretty much.
That's
Pretty much.
Yep. They already, when X103 was X103, I remember those days.
Oh yeah, very good days.
There it is.
So growing up, like I would definitely say, I'm assuming you guys are all in your like 30s, 40s, late 20s. Uh-oh.
We're a bit of a wide range.
We're in our early 60s.
Early 60s, nice.
You're in my wheelchair. No, three of us are in our late 20s, and Alex is in his early 20s.
Okay. Well, you're young. Good for you. Who'd you guys listen to a lot growing up? And like, especially like, we all get influences from like our parents, who they're going to listen to, friends, things of that nature. Like, who did you guys listen to growing up? Alex, let's start with you, man.
So I got into heavier music, honestly, when I was in my high school years, or I guess a little bit before that. I was kind of into maybe like Slipknot. I remember finding the Deftones early on. So I was into, kind of the bigger names in rock and metal that way. But after some time, I kind of gravitated towards the darker side of things.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to a lot of like Typo Negative and some more of the, I guess, sludgier kind of stuff. But I definitely draw influence from different realms across the board. Everything from funk to death metal kind of. But I would definitely say, Deftones and Slipknot are two of my bigger influences for sure.
Oh, nice. When did you start playing drums? Like, is this something you've had since you were a little kid, or did you just start like kind of later?
I want to say it was around 7th or 8th grade, probably about 2011 for me. I'm getting ready to be 23, so I've been playing for about 6-7 years now, and it's been a minute, but it's definitely become a passion for me.
Oh, awesome. Scott, man, what about you?
Well, yeah, like Matt was saying, it's kind of complicated for me too. Started out listening to a lot of more what we consider classic rock now, I guess, and like classic metal, older metal. A lot of Metallica growing up. My dad always loved Metallica. And then growing up, I listened to a lot of Three Doors Down and some Trust Company, if you ever heard of them.
I have, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it was about, I would say, early high school. I started getting into heavier music and listening to more of the kind of things Alex was talking about, harder metal, Atreyu, Trivium, Children of Bodom, even like some of the heavier metal groups. But I pretty much listened to all over the spectrum, a lot of various things, a lot of influences for me coming from classical music too.
Oh, really?
Piano and strings. I love those instruments. Yeah, movie scores, video game soundtracks, all over the place. A lot of random eclectic inspiration here.
Awesome. Oh, that's great to hear. Matt, where do you come from?
I was thinking about this question earlier, and I'd have to say probably one of my biggest influences of the early 2000s was like the most fondest memory that I have is listening to Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park.
Okay.
I remember like all of middle school and high school just jamming that every day going to school. But as I got more into metal, I'd say I'm big into alternative metal, hard rock. So everything from Breaking Benjamin to 3 Days Grace, Seether, Chevelle, all down the line, that stuff.
So were you, just because I have to ask, because I was the same way, were you the kid that brought the giant book of CDs in your Walkman to school every day?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had a huge binder full of CDs.
Yep, absolutely. Make sure you got the anti-shock Walkman so when you walk it doesn't skip. Very important.
Yeah.
Caleb, man, what'd you listen to?
So back in the day, I used to listen to it, and I still do. And Taking Back Sunday, Story of the Years, all the emo stuff from back then. I still listen to it all the time, and I think that's my biggest influences.
Nice. Oh, excellent. I would say I feel like me, you, and Taylor and Lance used to listen to that stuff all the time.
All the time.
Yep.
I haven't grown up yet.
So, Matt, I know you said you wrote some songs like prior to meeting these guys. I'm sure you guys are all starting to collaborate and have different ideas, things of that nature. Have you guys written some of your own stuff together, or is this a lot of stuff that's come prior to you being together?
I would say a good majority of it I have written just from, having them already written before we either jam together or and whatnot. But as of lately, we've been trying to write more songs together as we've started to play together more. Alex is a newer member of the band, only a couple months now, so we've been trying to, bring riffs to the table and then jam them out together and actually write songs together. Most of, I would say, 80 to 90% of what we have now has either, been written and brought to the table, and then they've added other stuff on top of it.
Oh, awesome. Can I ask kind of like your guys' creative process as you go through there? Do you start with, are you starting instrumental and adding lyrics or vice versa? Like kind of what's your way around that?
I guess a little bit of both. Some songs that we have, I've written just from starting out with a melody, and then I'll write a song over it. Most of our songs are written by a riff. Starts out with a riff, and then we kind of form it into a song. And once it's formed into a full-fledged song, then we actually start scatting lyrics over it, or scatting melodies and writing lyrics.
That's the most fun part too. Whenever he brings a riff to the table, and we can all just chime in and build upon that one riff and actually form it into a song.
Yeah, it's really kind of just delving into the different parts, and then piecing them all together after we've kind of figured out things, and then after the fact, we're able to kind of go in and integrate our own personal style with our playing and everything. And it's a pretty fun process that way, I would say.
Yeah, a lot of layers.
Oh, love to hear that. You guys decided to get into the studio. So, can I ask how much of original content are you guys hoping to eventually put down?
Well, we were just discussing that tonight, deciding if we were going to do an EP or a full album. I think we're going to shoot for an EP and have 5 or 6 songs, great songs, or 5 or 6 of our best songs that we can put out there for people to listen to. We have a lot more than that written, but we're going to try to pick our best songs and record them to, the best we can and get them out there.
Awesome. Guys, I definitely want to say this has been awesome to hear from you guys. Caleb, like I said, has been a friend of mine for kind of off and on, catching on here and there. So it's been great to... I've tried to listen to some of the stuff you guys have on Facebook already. I'm excited to hear some actual studio stuff because, cell phone quality.
Yeah.
Oh, for real. Yeah.
But if you want to go ahead, guys, and just kind of plug some of your social stuff, plug what you have coming up, and let the audience know where they're going to find you.
Sure, yeah. We'll be posting about everything on Instagram and Facebook. We post on there every couple days. So be sure to keep on the lookout.
It's
All right.
at Adience Band on Instagram.
Say that one more time, man.
But it's at Adience Band on Instagram. And then what's our Facebook? Just Adience Band, Diddy?
Yeah, it's just Adience Band.
Cool.
All right. Well, if you guys are living here in the Indianapolis area, definitely check out Adience. Guys, it was a pleasure talking to you. I appreciate this very much.
Yeah, man. Pleasure talking to you
Hey,
too.
thanks, man.
All right. Take care, guys.
Yeah, thanks. Take
Thanks.
care.
Welcome back to Three Guys Walk Into a Bar.